All right, Mr. Canelo Alvarez. Canelo. Saul Canelo Alvarez. I don't know how to take him. I don't know. It's like, do I love to hate him? Do I like him? Do I hate him? Am I a hater? Am I a Canelo hater? Am I a closet fan? I don't know. I really don't know. It's like, on one hand, I'm just such a fan of boxing that, of course, I watch him. I'm like, yeah, okay, I like him, cool, whatever. But then when I think longer than probably 10 seconds on the matter, I get mad, and I'm like, oh no, no, wait, I find things that are wrong. Okay, so, but one thing, hang on, let me give you guys a little video action. This is a fight that I covered. I was there as press, front row. Canelo Chavez. Give you something to look at because it's relevant. Because we're going to talk about the weight. So Canelo Alvarez talking about going up and fighting Sergey Kovalev. So, okay, look, a lot of you guys in the comments section, you're telling me that, Canelo is a blown up light middleweight or a blown up or an undersized middleweight, a small middleweight. And look, you have to realize the guy rehydrates at light heavyweight plus or above 180. I'm going to say 180. And you know what? You might even throw a 181, 182 in there, and that's big. Okay, that's big. And another thing I'd like to point out on BoxRec, they talk about his height. Okay, spent a lot of time with Canelo. In fact, I can even show you some current video that I have of Canelo where I'm standing right next to him, and he's a lot taller than I think that is on record, so, but yeah, so, let's go over the record real quick, and then we'll get into the Kovalev fight. So I just want to backtrack. You guys know I like to backtrack. Rhodes, Gomez, Cintron, Mosley, Lopez, Austin, Trout, Mayweather. Okay, just, you guys know, but just bear with me here, right? Angulo, Irizarry, Kirkland, Cotto, Khan, Smith, Chavez, Golovkin, Fielding, now Daniel Jacobs. I mean, it's... Again, I look at that resume and parts of it are impressive, but then again, I'm like, okay, I can easily tear it apart though. He just has one of those damn resumes. I mean, just pick your fighter, right? Cotto, old, right? Kirkland, that was just a mismatch. I was there, ringside, actually ringside, right there when Kirkland got knocked out. I got a video on my channel. Check it out. Khan, I mean, do I even need to explain? A guy that had like, what, 2 or 3 fights at welterweight. He's a light welter. I mean, you know the history. Chavez is a money grab, with the penalties, the $1 million penalties for 1 pound over, and then Triple G, fighting an older Triple G. Okay, you get it, right? Rocky Fielding, what the hell was that? Now, okay, now they're talking about a possible Kovalev fight. Now, here's my question. If Canelo is a small middleweight or a blown up light, whatever the hell, light middle, what are they talking about going to light heavyweight for? You only talk about going to light heavyweight, if it's feasible, plausible, doable, realistic. That's why they're talking about it now. They're talking about next year, okay, 2020, going up and grabbing another belt at 175. Okay, so it's crazy. It's not great, but is it great? Yes, it would be awesome. I think that would be a true challenge for Canelo. Or, fight the top guys in the middleweight division. I mean, yes, I would love to see the Canelo Golovkin trilogy, of course. But, after that, yeah, I want to see, Charlo, Billy Joe Saunders, Demetrius Andrade, whoever, just even Daniel Jacobs. Even Daniel Jacobs is like, look, I'm actually shocked that he took the fight with me. This is what Jacob's talking about. He goes, I'm shocked that he took the fight, because, he is very confident he's going to beat Canelo. Okay. And by the way, I'll probably maybe thinking about going live tonight. I'm actually experimenting with it. I need to figure out how I can post it and you guys can read the comments, because when I repost it, you can't see what everyone is commenting. You can just hear me talking about it. So I'm going to try like a screen recorder or whatever, but let's get into it though. All right, WBC, WBA middleweight champion Canelo currently training hard for the upcoming fight with Daniel Jacobs. Okay, I'm reading this article here. After capturing world titles at junior middleweight, and super middleweight, Canelo does not rule out the possibility of hunting down a world title at light heavyweight in the near future. Okay, in the near future. Now, again, if Canelo is this small dude like everybody makes him out to be, come on, you're not talking about going to 175. He says, we do not, this is quote, we do not rule out the possibility of fighting at 175, said Canelo to ESPN Deportes. At this moment, we have other things in mind, but the possibility is there. It's a huge challenge, but it's a type of things that I like. I know Sergey Kovalev. I've known Sergey Kovalev since I was 20 years old, and why not? We can make a fight between us. I like those challenges. There is a possibility of making that fight, okay? So, and then they go on to say, excuse me, okay, this is what we intend to do, okay, if everything is settled. If everything goes well in May, that is what we intend to do this year, to be champion of the 4 organizations, Canelo said. We are on path. Everything can change. First, it is Jacobs, and then September. He says, and then September. Okay, check that out. Meaning Triple G or Trilogy. And then September, Triple G. I mean, okay, we are very happy and focused on this fight, May 4th. It's a complicated fight. But if the fight we won, hopefully everything goes the way we want it to, blah, 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 right? Okay, so what he's telling you his plan, but he's basically leaving the door open for September. Now, I've told you guys multiple times, I believe, first of all, look at the tour. Look at the Jacobs-Canelo tour. By the way, Oscar De La Hoya lied to all of Houston. He said that Canelo-Jacobs, they were coming to Houston as a part of the press tour, and they didn't. But look at the press tour. Okay, they're going to, I think, New York, Vegas, and where? Mexico. So I think, like I've been told, that they're going to fight in Mexico. I'm talking about Gennady Golovkin, Canelo. We're going to get the Trilogy in Mexico City. And they're even going on a tour there to promote the Jacobs fight and, just to build up that interest. I mean, these guys know what they're doing. Now, it's only a 3-fight press tour. I'm a little bit disappointed because I wanted to cover it as press, but I'm not going to fly to, Vegas or Mexico for, a 45-minute press conference, because you guys don't realize, like, the actual main, conference that they do, like what you're watching now, it's 20, 30 minutes and it's over, so it's not worth, traveling across the country or to another country to get 30 minutes of video footage, or whatever. So I was really disappointed because Oscar got up in the middle of the ring, on DAZN, talking about, oh, Canelo Jacobs, we're coming to Houston, and, everybody's cheering. Oh, I even have the video. I got a video of it. Like, I'll post a damn video of it. So, but, yeah, I was really disappointed to hear that. So, Canelo Kovalev, is it realistic? Absolutely, it's realistic. Hang on real quick. I'm going to grab my phone right here. Let me look up. Hang on one sec. You're going to hear me talk real quick. I'm going to look something up real quick. Canelo box rec. Hang on. All right, let me click on that. I'm going to click on that. All right, Canelo, 51-1-2. How tall is he? I always forget. 28 years old. Okay, 5'8", 70.5-inch reach, which, again, I'm pretty sure he's taller than 5'8", 22.5-inch reach. Let me back that up a little bit. What are we watching here? Oh, yeah, here's a Premier Boxing Championship fight that I covered. Okay, so they're saying he's 5'8". Let me look up Kovalev. I'm just curious how tall Kovalev is. Sergey Kovalev box rec. All right, let me look that up real quick. Sorry, guys. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. Okay, he's 6 foot tall. So, so 5'8.5", 9, 10, 11, 12. There's about a 4-inch height, disadvantage, but that's pretty tall, for Kovalev. Hang on. Gennady Golovkin box rec. How tall is Triple G? Anybody know? How tall is Triple G? And I got to see real quick. But I'm curious because, the only real difference that I see between Canelo and any of these guys, okay, right here, Triple G 5'10.5". Okay, so it's inches, right? Inches. And I know boxing, inches, ounces, all matters. But, so the myth that Canelo is a small guy is a myth. Like I told you guys, I've been there with him multiple times. He's as big as Charlo. He's bigger than Triple G. Now, other than an inch or two in height, he has broader shoulders, bigger arms. He's just a bigger guy. He's thicker. He's more stocky. He's stout. Whatever the hell you want to call it. He's built like a brick wall. Okay, I've seen him. I've even shook his hand multiple times. I mean, I'm a big dude myself. He's got a really firm grip, a firm handshake. He's a tough dude, right? You can tell. You know, this guy, you know, he's not some little dude that's getting in the ring with middleweight killers. So, you know, I just want to make that clear. So now, how do I see him at middleweight? I don't see it going well because, again, I want to see Canelo fight top, or I said middleweight, I mean light heavyweight. I don't see light heavyweight going well. I want Canelo to establish himself in a division, okay? No catch weights, none of this Canelo 155 catch weights, none of this pulling people up, you know, blowing up this and drain down that. I want to see Canelo in a legit division, like the middleweight division, and at least take on, you know, 3 or 4 of the top guys and then move up. I mean, it's just this sporadic movement. Like, you know, he moves up, fights Gennady Golovkin, and then he goes up and fights Rocky Fielding. Now we're coming back down. Now we're talking about going to Kovalev. You know, so it's just like you can't really keep up with him. And, you know, and it's a tactic that they use, okay? And it's very clever what they do. You know, instead of cleaning out your division like Triple G did, I mean, Gennady Golovkin basically cleaned out the division other than Billy Joe Saunders and maybe Pirog. But, you know, Pirog had the accident, and they couldn't fight. But other than him, who else? Andre Ward bounced, okay? And I'm sick of hearing that. You know, people talk about how, Gennady Golovkin's ducking Andre Ward, yet Andre Ward moves up to light heavyweight, you know, to fight Kovalev or whatever. So that's a bunch of nonsense right there. So I want to see Canelo clean out a division, or at least prove himself against 2 or 3 fighters, you know, top 3, top 4, top 5. You know, right now, okay, you got Triple G under your belt. Okay, good. Although I think you lost, but you fought him. Okay. Now, I want to see how he does against Jacobs, right? Okay. Then maybe a Charlo, maybe a Billy Joe Saunders. And there's an article that just came out, an interview actually. Canelo's talking about how he's not opposed to going to the UK, you know, already talking about, you know, a possible Billy Joe Saunders fight. But then I hear today Billy Joe Saunders is moving up to 168. It's like all these guys are just bouncing all around. Like, what's the point in a division anymore? Like, what happened to the good old days of clean your division out, unify belts? You know, it's just those days seem to be gone. You know, now it's about, you know, who can capture the most. I mean, look at Mikey Garcia going for belt number 5, okay, against Earl Spence. So it's like the new wave in boxing, you know. So, and at least they're going after, you know, the WBO, the WBA, the WBC, the IBF, and not the alphabet soup belts, you know, just the bullshit belt. So, you know, at least they're going after the big 4. I like that, but you know, whatever. So what do you guys think? I mean, how do you see Kovalev Canelo? You know, I'd love to hear your prediction. Do you think it's possible? Do you think it will ever happen? You know, and really, I mean, I truly want to know, because you guys don't realize, lately, I've been reading a lot of your comments. I mean, typically I don't have the time, but right now I have a little free time, and I've been going through reading a lot of comments, trying to be a little more interactive with you guys. And like I said, I'll try to go live tonight. So leave it below. Canelo Kovalev, what you think?